and I asked Jesse to come on today. And I was like, hey, would you just show me show us what you showed me so we can all kind of learn. And Jesse's kind of taken, I think, a framework of what we've done, but then adapted it into his own business. He's a super smart dude, Jesse Westwood with the Oldfather group at Compass. And sales manager, right, Jesse? Is that your title, technically, the sales manager there?
Sales manager, VP of sales. I
VP of
make sure
sales. That sounds cooler.
I make sure people sell stuff.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. That's what it really all comes down to. What drives our business is making sure we're selling stuff.
Yep.
But anyway, so yeah, it was really cool. So I just asked him, and he graciously came and said he'd share what he's doing and how he's using Maverick. Specifically, Jesse, if you would start with just how you're using the nudges and the
Yeah.
smartness with Follow Up Boss, because Follow Up Boss is one of those things that obviously is deeply contingent on Maverick usage too. So just the flow, and it doesn't necessarily have to be all Maverick stuff, but like how you use a
Right.
smart list and like how you coach your agents. He just said he had a record month. You said last month in November. You got
Yes.
a
Yeah.
record for your team with 50 some new contracts for a team, which is freaking awesome. Credit to Jesse and the team there. So, yeah, I mean, if you want to, would you just share your screen and just kind of show me
Yeah.
like how
Yeah.
you're using start with the follow up off smart list and then go into like the nudging stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Well, oh, of course, my camera just died as soon as I did that. 1 second here. Of course, it had to
It
just
happens.
die.
It happens. We can still see your screen and hear you though,
There we
if it
go.
comes down to it. Okay, there you go.
Hey everyone. So yeah, my name is Jesse. I'm based out here in the East Coast, Sussex County, Delaware. So we've adopted using Maverick. And I mean, personally, I had kind of quite a few hurdles getting adaptation with my agents. It felt like just the biggest hurdle I had was the complaint was like, great, another thing that we have.
Yeah.
And if you're like our team, we're always trying to find the latest tech that's going to help us grow and help us, do things better. And so that was on me with the rollout. I was like, oh yeah, we got another thing we're gonna be working with. And the biggest thing I learned this past 2 months has been I probably shouldn't even mention the Maverick to the agents. I could have done the whole rollout and implemented all this without even talking about it. And that's kind of what I'm going to show you guys. So you can see here on my screen, I have these smart lists I've put together up here. And the biggest thing that Daniel pointed out was how the smart if you take follow up boss and cater it to the rule breaks that are established in Maverick, you're gonna really set up a preventative maintenance cadence with your
Yeah.
agents, which is going to do two things. One, it's going to keep them in front of their clients, which we all want. But two, it's going to make the use of Maverick just, I mean, almost very seamless.
Yeah.
So what I've done was I've taken the basic rule breaks that we have in Maverick, focusing mainly on the second batch of rule breaks for my terminology. I don't know which one that is, but the one that's focused on stages and last
Mhm.
communication.
Mhm.
So I took that, and then who doesn't love emojis? So I told the agents basically go into your manage lists, and any list that has an emoji in front of it, drag it to the top. And that
Mhm.
really cleared things up because, like, well, what list is it supposed to be? Is it the sellers engaged? Is it referral partners? Is it, is it flex? Is it active? Is it what is it? I'm like, okay, if it has an emoji in front of it, just grab it and bring it to the top. And that really
Like
just
that.
answered all my questions, all their questions
Yeah.
really quick, which was nice. So I broke it down into the main ones for Maverick are these five main lists. There's nurture, active, hot, which is the 3-2-1, payday, which I use this as a kind of like a checklist for the agent of all the leads that are most likely to transact for them. There's no communication filter, so those leads will always be there. It's just basically strictly based on stage. And
I
then,
love that. Real quick,
yeah,
we're gonna adopt that. So our sales manager David Giles was on. I love that idea because we have this similar list, but they're based on last communication. So
right,
you want to what I found is you make it simple for the agent, simple as possible. And sometimes they look at the list and like, where's my people? I don't see. Well, you've been staying in touch with them, so they're out of the list, so they're
right,
filtered out.
right.
But I love the payday, and you've just filtered by basically stage. It's like
Yeah, all it
can't
is
find
just
them. It's
a
in the stage.
yep. It's all payday is it's these two lists without the communication
Yeah.
filters. So we want the agents to know who's on their list. They like we want agents to be aware of these people. If they have a maybe they want to talk to them, maybe they just want to send a home to them. They should be a quick, easy way for the agent to ask that find those people. And so I'll just use the agent. I use April Stewart. She does a pretty good job managing this. So April, if I go to her payday, she's got 35 people on her payday list. But if we
Mm,
go to hot and active, she's only got 11 total. So
mm,
this shows me, hey, you have, and so as a sales manager, when I pull up this list, I can tell her right away, hey, you probably should stop taking new leads. You have
yep,
35 people that you're either showing homes or submitting offers with.
yep,
We need to close these people out. Like this is a great list, but
mm,
is this really are you showing homes to 35 different people? Because if you are, we need to close them out, right?
mm, mhm.
So it's a good list just to go to find out how healthy is your agent's pipeline to start with. And just for a quick side note, one of the things that I didn't do earlier that I wish I did was as an admin and follow up boss, I took all my stages and in my stage tab and put them in the order I wanted them to be in. And then
Mm.
anything other stages I have, I change those to like we have an ISA focused one, TC focused one, an HR focused one. And so those stages are all
Now they're in
under
order.
that.
I didn't even know you could order them. That's
You
interesting.
can.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
And another good thing to do too is if you have extra stages, Follow Up Boss allows you to let because like Maverick works better when there's less noise.
Hmm.
So if you have more succinct stages, so for instance, our problem was we had attempted contact, attempted phone call, attempted like we had three different versions of attempted.
Mm.
So I can delete the other attempted, and when you delete them, Follow Up Boss says, "Well, where do you want to send
There you
them?"
go. Yep.
And so you can actually before you even roll out Maverick, clean up your stages to that they're just the simple rule breaks. And if you're a flex partner like we
Yep.
are, we just lined up with flex because that way it's same across the board and we use
Yep.
the flex stages. So
Same.
that way if it's a flex lead or if it's an OG lead or if it's a SOI lead, it's all the same stages. And
Hmm.
so we did that. We deleted all the extra stages we had. Any stage that was focused on an ISA use, I just put ISA in front of it so that agents know how to use it. And then I moved all the leads accordingly. So then right away, my database is already lined up with Maverick, which was a game changer. I wish we had done that like 4 months earlier. Um, would have saved a lot of time. Okay. So going back to these lists, the hot list is these lists are now basically what I've been coaching the agents to be are they are daily action checklists.
Mm.
So my way of coaching the agents is if you're not sure what to do and like you get that analysis paralysis looking at your database, all you have to do is jump in here and work these leads like every day. So you come in here. All right. So like April looked at this. He has Eric. Eric, it's been 17 days since she spoke with Eric. So then the next step I added was I want to make things brain dead for the agents. So then I go to messages, text templates, and based on what stage they're in, I've added templates
Mm.
for it. So then
Smart.
then an agent just has to go, oh, I'm in my hot
Woo.
list, hot.
Yeah.
Oh, it's my first text, check in, and you can see on that follow up us we're getting great response rate on this, 100 like excellent response rate. Says,
Mm.
hey, I import the fields. Hey, Eric, still looking for the best deal out there for you. I have some off market opportunities coming up. Can I send them your way? And our agents are using these, and then you can rinse, wash, repeat. So they say yes, you go to hot, go to number two. Great. Here are a few that are coming up. I know some aren't exactly what you're looking for, but I want to get every option in front of you. Do you want me to call you later today or tomorrow about it? And then finally, hot number three. Hey, Eric, just following up on this message. That's if they don't reply.
Yeah.
And I have that set up for every single one. So you go to active, I can go to Angelica, I can go to
Smart.
send a message,
Mm.
template, active, number one. Hey, Angelica, our team has some good opportunities coming up in the market. Can I send them your way? Same story. If we go to nurture, nurture is a bit more specific. So we go to messages, templates, nurture, and it's, hey, Malin, last we spoke, you were looking for a home around, and it pulls up the last address they're looking up. So you're looking for a home around 8 Alcott Drive. I have some other homes similar to that one since then. Can I send them your way? And so this is just another good re-engagement. And then again, nurture number two. Great. Here are some homes similar to that one. Should I call you later today, tomorrow about it? Talk to you. Anyone knows any good script has a call to action. So we're always putting a call to action in there. Um, so that's what I've done here. So we've taken these, and so now the agents know we've trained our agents. They're not sure what to do. Okay, first thing is first, jump in here, text these two people, call these two people. April needs to text or call these 9 people. And then she has these 91 people, which is her biggest list that she needs to work on, which
So
this would be her biggest one for most agents.
most agents, yeah. So Jesse, in these three lists, like you said, just to reiterate, are tied to the Maverick nudging rules. And so if they're in the one of these three lists, three, two, or one, it's potentially probably going to be nudged. It's going to be like, hey, you're a little bit
Right.
behind on one of
So
these, right?
yeah. So come Monday, I've told the agents. So when Monday comes, you want to know what leads are going to be nudged, just look at these three lists.
Yep.
That's who's going to be nudged. And then what we've done is I rather than having them, because I had agents get like the text message and the email, and like, where do I find the leads? What do I do? I don't have to like click on every single one. All you have to do is I've made this now or never list. And this is the compilation of all the leads that were nudged.
Hmm.
So every Monday, their now or never list is updated. And so it's a really, I mean, it's pretty transparent. You work with them now or you're not going to. That's all
Yeah.
it is.
Yep. So
Um,
that's with the Mav nudge tag because
yep,
the rule has not been satisfied yet. So we call
correct.
it the at risk of reassignment. I like the term now or never. It's like, hey, now's the time to do it, take advantage of it, or just let it go. If it's too
Yep.
many that you have, just let it go.
Yep, exactly, exactly. And then
Yeah.
the last one we've added here, again, the emojis help, is this little AI engaged. If you're using the Ylopo services, I've made a list for the agents of all the leads in the database that are interacting with Ylopo. So I'm going to make this more succinct. I'm finding that this is a lot of tags and they're getting a lot of hand raisers,
Mm.
but we're going to work on getting this to be more succinct to whatever the agent is doing. So they're not like seeing a list of 3,000 leads. It's like a list of 10.
Yeah.
But right now it's we're getting great responses. We're getting great follow through. I actually just got a text from an agent this morning. They're like, "Hey, I'm using your scripts. I already got 3 responses today. This is great." So that's really good. And it's
I
the
love
main
that.
goal is to make it so agents know exactly. Like I'm a big fan of if you haven't read Hal Elrod's book, The Miracle Morning, he talks
Mm.
about routine, how important ritual and routine is.
Yeah.
I like to when we train an agent, I show them this is your morning ritual. And when you have it broken down like this, it's not very daunting because most
Hmm.
of the time I'm timing out agents, they're telling me 15, 25 minutes and they've worked through their list.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, so
So,
you had said earlier, you wish you had rolled it out in a different way, or even like you
yeah.
didn't necessarily need to roll it out as a big announcement. Like, what would you tell someone who is wanting to roll this out and haven't quite done it yet? What have you learned? How would you do it differently?
Yeah, so it's definitely like the order of execution. So I wouldn't even mention Maverick to them. I would just say, "Hey, we're setting up some new lists. I want to make it easy." It just basically servant leadership goes a long ways. So just
Hmm.
saying, hey, I'm here to help you. And what I'm trying to do is I'm just trying to help you know which leads need to be called and which leads are going to pay your mortgage next month. So I've set up these lists for you. These are the ones you should call every day. I even set up templates for you. They're super easy. If you don't want to call them, that's fine. I'd prefer you call them, obviously. But if all you have is time for a text, I even made the text for you so you can just click text.
Hmm.
That way, as a sales manager, you know the way they're communicating is even good. So what this has done for you as a sales manager is you've controlled everything, even down to the communication. Like they're going to do good reach outs, which is always nice. It's always kills me when I go look at an agent's pipeline. And they're like, "Hi, my name is so and so. I'm a realtor with this group," and it's like, "Oh, please stop." It's like just send this text message. Don't send that one.
Yeah.
And so that's what we've done here. And so a brand new agent could jump into our database
Yeah.
and have top of the line scripts and reach out to people
Mm.
and not even have it need a day of coaching. They just literally just click send, click send, click
Yeah.
send.
Yeah.
So that being said, with the rollout, I would
Yeah.
focus on making lists in your database,
Hmm.
making your stages line up with whatever stage system you're going to use, but mostly lined up with the Maverick stages. And then basically make forms of these lists. And you can honestly, you can make a now or never list without even having Maverick nudges. You can just make this the now or never list is just any lead that hasn't been talked to in 7 days or more.
Hmm.
There won't be a nudge on it, but it will be a filter based on, hey, these are all leads in your database that it's been more than 7 days. It'll basically be a compilation of all three of these lists.
Hmm.
And so it'll get the agents into the habit of, oh, shoot, I should be looking at these leads. And if you're not going to, you can say, hey, this list, our cadence is every Monday, we send it out. Every Friday, we reassign it. And so you can easily do a lot of that stuff without even having Maverick start just to get your team used to the cadence of it all.
Used to it. How many agents do you oversee, Jesse?
We're pushing 90 now.
90 agents. Okay, so wow. How did you roll out like the nudging text? Like, how did you communicate that to them? Like, what did you learn from it, or would you
Yeah,
have done that differently?
I'm a big fan of Loom. If you haven't used Loom, Loom's amazing, especially for big teams,
Mhm.
because half the time I feel like we need a meeting for everything.
Yeah.
So I actually just made, I'll even just make it for, I'll share it with you guys. I made a Loom video based on what was going, let's see here, because we had a rough rollout with Maverick when it first hit, and there's a bunch of bugs that we were dealing with, but thankfully a lot's been solved. And I'll put the link in here. I just made this Loom video breaking down this whole thing to them, showing them this is how it works, this is
Mm.
what we're doing. And I told like this was rolled out the week before Thanksgiving, and I told them, hey, like you're gonna have 2 weeks to get this first initial list work through. So you don't want to just roll it out and then like give them a week and then they're gone.
Yeah.
I like to give them like a 2 week buffer to start working through things. They can ask me
Yep.
questions and get used to it. So yeah,
Now with new agents that onboard, is that Loom video part of the onboarding process so they understand that they're going to get
yeah,
text?
I shot a different video that
Okay.
goes a bit more in depth explaining the way systems work, but I'm not even mentioning Maverick in the video. It's just like
Yeah.
this is your pipeline. Here's how it
Yeah.
works. If you see people on this list, you have till Friday to work with them. If you don't, they're gone.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah.
so yeah,
Yeah, yeah, it's interesting. They don't necessarily need to associate Maverick because it's more of a from a management standpoint at this
correct.
point, but
Yeah.
there are features that are going to be more agent
Yes.
centric they're
Yes.
working on and stuff like that. But the nudging, I think it was I heard somebody say like most of my agents don't love being nudged, but that goes to show most people don't love accountability, but we
Correct.
know as sales leaders like we need to hold people accountable. So I think what you said is so profound in this rollout, which was servant leadership goes a long ways. And it's the same message I've said, Jesse. Like I know you haven't even been on these calls, but it's so true. Like you got to tell them and they have to know that you're on their side. Like I'm
Right.
gonna help hold you accountable and there are gonna be some tools that I'll use to do that, and this is what's gonna happen. But it's for your benefit. It's so that I can help you achieve your goals. And it's not
Right.
so Dustin makes more money at the end of the day, but like when you make more money, when you do well, yeah, that trickles down to the leadership, right? But like we are here for you to hold you accountable. Obviously, the agents have to like allow the leadership to hold them accountable too. But I think that's so profound. And I think just talking to different Maverick users, I found the rollout is one of the hardest parts. Like just initially, like you get a text message and if you didn't communicate it well to the agent, I'm just talking about the nudges, just with that, like
Yeah.
we get people unsubscribing. What is this? It's spam. Stop. Like we got a couple of those, and but if I think the key, if I were to do it differently, I would have had more communication to the agents of what's happening,
Yeah.
and this is the why. Like they
Yeah.
need to know, like the people you're leading need to know the why behind this little text that you get, and they also need to see it as like hey, we might reassign like you're now or never list. I love that. Like we might take that lead and put it somewhere else if you're not following up, but that's for your benefit because we
Right.
found that if you got too many, you're not going to close as many deals. Like so, it's like, hey, let us take a burden off your shoulder. So I think framing it is so important in how this is rolled
Yep.
out. Any accountability, you have to frame it the right way, and they got to
Yep.
believe that you're in it for their benefit. And I just the little bit I've met with you, I know that you're for their success. So. It's no question why you're having success in that. And you've got a pretty big team and 90
Yeah.
agents.
Yeah.
And y'all are growing, you're adding folks and holding real strong lines. Can you
Yeah.
talk a little bit about that? I mean, I'd love
Yeah.
to just understand, you could share whatever you're willing to share, just your team structure, how you hold the agents
Yeah. Yeah.
accountable.
Do you want me to
Because this
go
is
go through
mostly, yeah,
our
this is
rank
mostly
system we
sales
were talking
managers.
about the other
Yep,
day? Yeah,
exactly.
absolutely. Oh, yeah,
Yep.
okay. It's gonna be a bit easier if I'm trying to think the best way to do this. Okay, so we're very much a shameless meritocracy, is what I tell everyone they join our team. I'm like, we're not gonna hide that. Like the more you produce, the more you make, the more we're gonna give you.
Yeah.
And so we have found that here, I'm gonna see if I could do this, make it a little bit easier. Let's see here. So what we do is our agents are we have like four main ranks that we work with our agents, and it's required for everyone to go through these ranks. Like it's just whether they're brand new or they're seasoned, everyone's required for it. And I'm just going to use one, two, three, and four. Our owner's former military, so he has like all these military names, which is kind of annoying for me because I don't know any military ranks. So it was like, is this higher than that? I'm like, I don't know. I'm assuming it is. So entry lit
Yeah, I don't know.
is basically just onboarding. So we just start with that. Like you get onboarded. Everyone's got to do that. There's no way around that. That's learning our systems. That's like doing our we have like 7 days to success, we call it. This is like getting programs. This is logins. And then tools. Just making sure they have all the tools and that there's adaptability there, like they're actually using it. After that, we just have activity based. So this is now actually using the tools. So this is like calls, texts, appointment setting, and just FUB use. So they're actually using follow boss. So that happens here. And each one of these levels has, I have them sign what's called a contract for success. And I'll show you those. Right. I just want to give you the layout before I jump over to those.
And real
Um,
quick, that's the stage where you start having them call the AI sales coach.
well, this would be under onboarding actually.
Onboarding. Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Yeah. We have AI call right here.
Gotcha.
Because
And real quick, what do you do with that? You tell me there's a ratio they have to do so many of
yeah, so they
these
have to get
or
8 out of 10 on 4 out of 12.
got it.
That's the goal.
Yep.
And once they do that, then we open up the banks for them, and
Got
they
it.
can start using the banks and making outbound calls. So we gatekeep, and it's because we have like almost 120,000 leads in our
Mm,
database. Oh, actually,
yep.
almost 160 now.
Yep.
So we want we want them to make good use, and then we get into production. So this is when they get their first like ratified contract, and each one of these leads we have a really clear guideline on like what it takes to get to the next one. Like each contract for success is like, okay, complete these things, get this done, and you're at the next rank. That's all it
Mhm.
is. And then this one down here is when we once they get down to this one is what we consider them a producer. So right now in our team, so production's like they're at one contract a month is what we're looking at. So they're getting stuff in, and then they're also completing all this stuff still. So all these like minimum amount of like 200 calls a week, and then like 2 appointments a week, stuff like that is all getting done still. Um, but then right here is where we start reaching producer, where we're shooting for 1.2 to 2 contracts. Sorry, my pen's freaking out. Per month. And that's going to be over 3 months.
Three
So
months.
a
Okay.
3 month average. And
Average.
so the reason why we do a 3 month average is people have bad days. And so
Mm-hmm.
it's like, and we do demote people, and it's never a fun conversation, but
Mm-hmm.
it's also a really good one. So like once someone gets to a certain level, so like once they're here, if this right here drops, we then revisit the contract for success of like, okay, what were you committed to? And then we
Mm.
have another quarter. Okay, next quarter, you have another 3 months to get your production back up to where it needs to be. Because what happens is at every single one of these levels, they get access to more leads. So
Yep.
like this is just banks, for instance, and then this is O time. Our O time is like our desk time. So like
Mm-hmm.
live leads, live phone calls, and then this right here is like Ylopo, referrals that come in, direct traffic that we get. So this is where the meritocracy kicks in. So like
Mm-hmm.
every single one of these different levels gets more resources. So the
Yep.
more resources you get, the more production's expected of you. So
I
yeah.
love it. I love
So
it. That's awesome. Do you
that
run
being
an
said,
ISA model or the leads going straight to the agents? How are you functioning that way?
we do an agent model, so it's straight to the agents. We have ISA backing. Um,
Okay.
and I'll show you guys the actual contracts for success. So this is what a basic contract for success looks like. And I have a folder with some basic templates of these. I'm more than happy to share some more blank templates if anyone wants access to these. I'm more than happy to help with that. So the contract for success, this has basically break it up into three things: the activities, the attendance, and the commitments. So each one of these activities is what's expected for you to clear before you go to the next one. So this is the brand new rank. You start here. So you complete your AI call training, you complete trainual, you shadow an agent for O time, you complete writing a mock contract. So we require our agents before they even start getting leads, we want them to know how to write a contract. Like we don't like the scramble of like, I have a lead, I need to write an offer. How do I do it? Like I've spent too many times up till midnight helping agents write offers. I
Yeah.
want them to learn how to do it first.
Yeah.
And we find that agents are more likely to submit an offer if they know how to put one together.
Yeah.
So they're more confident to even have that conversation, and then
Mm.
complete their onboarding. And then what they're required, they attend our Monday meetings. They schedule 5 Calendly check-ins with me once per week over the next 5 weeks. And so these basically the next 5 weeks, I just all it is like 15 minutes. Okay, what have you done? Have you done these yet? No. Okay, what do you need to get done? Let's get it done. And then attend the agent trainings that we have. So we have a session every Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then complete their new agent video and headshots with Ryan. So, and then all this is then it's wrapped up with what I'm committed to as their sales leader. So I'm committed to hold you accountable. I'm committed to following through and helping you overcome any objections or hurdles you may have. I'm committed to your success and growth in the industry. And then they're saying, I'm committed to staying consistent with my activities. I'm committed to being coached and held accountable. I'm committed to my success. And that's wrapped up with over the next 5 weeks. We will continue to check in with each other. Failure to complete weekly goals will result in offboarding. And we will do our best to help you place with a team that will better suit your goals. And
Mm.
so we have everyone sign this. And then what happens is every time an agent ranks up, we then reset the cycle. So
Mm.
they complete all of this. They've done it. Hey, congratulations. You've done all your training. Boom. Now you're in the pilot rank. And so now here's what you're expected to do: make 200 outbound calls a week, set 2 appointments a week, complete 2 open houses a month, start taking no time, get your one ratified contract, keep database updated with the now or never list, stay up to date with nurture active hot pipeline. These are all things they're expected to do. And then once again, schedule 5 Calendly check-ins with Jesse once a week. So once you onboard with us, you're going to meet with me for at least 20 weeks.
Mm.
Like once a week, it may be 10 minutes, it may be a half hour, but I'm checking in with you once a week. And at any point you're
Yeah.
dropping off, we just say bye. It's like,
Yeah.
why
Yeah.
are we wasting time here?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, and then again, it's the same commitments followed with the failure to do so. And we each sign. And then rinse, wash, repeat. We just keep this going all the way up to our producer rank. And so our goal is to work agents up to production. So, yeah.
I love it, man. It's so good. I see Sabrina over there geeking out over
I'm
all
just
this
so
stuff.
proud. I mean, this is truly operations here, guys. Like this
Yeah.
is it's important that you run, your team like a business and this is running things like a business. Like it's just so it's great. And I think that it takes that fear of of agents away. Like I hear a lot in my implementation calls when I'm talking about nudging and I'm so excited about it. And then, I hear, well, I don't want to bug my agents.
Mm.
I don't want to upset my agents. I don't want
We're
to, I don't
scared. Yeah,
do
we're
that.
scared of
People
them.
are very
Hmm.
scared about it. And
Yeah.
I understand why, but
Yeah.
I think if you approach it in the way that Jesse's explaining and really truly, set them up for success, then they're going to want to be held accountable.
Right. Well, that's the idea is like, and again, it comes down to the commitments. What are we committed to here? And when you make those clear, like, here's what I'm committed to. And it's not just a top, again, going back to servant leadership. It's not just this do. It's you're committed to do this. And I want this for you. And so I'm committed to getting that for you to make that happen. And
Yeah.
if I'm putting stuff forward to make this happen for you, I can't be more committed than you. So, and that's most sales managers fail when they're more committed than their agents. And
Mm.
so you have to find that balance to get the commitment from your agents to reach a
Balance.
goal and actually execute. Because if you're more committed to them, you're going to be exhausted.
Yeah.
So
I
that's
mean,
that's
it's
that's
a
the balance you have
mutual
to work out.
commitment. Yeah, it's
Yep.
mutual. I mean, you're putting in time and effort, like you said on the agreement. I'm committed to your success, and then they have to turn around and say either they're going to commit to it, equally to you, or they're going to choose not to, you
Yeah.
know. And
Yeah.
it's all written out. I think one of the challenges I think we have is just not being clear with our agents, with the people that we lead on what
Mhm.
we expect, and you have it so clear and outlined, and that takes a lot of the fear away, I think, of a sales manager, because it's like, where I've struggled is like, was I clear enough to this person? Did I write it down? Did I just have
Yeah.
expectations that I didn't communicate well?
Yep.
And so you can question yourself as a sales manager, I think, and saying like, I'm not doing a good job leading, and maybe it's me. But here it's just so clear. It's like boom, boom, boom. Did you do the things? And if you didn't, hey, we're wasting our time. I don't want to waste your time as much as you shouldn't want to waste my time. So it's so good. It's so profound.